A local motel shooting leaves 1 dead and 2 wounded. On the streets of Bakersfield, a teen is shot overnight. And California wildfires have forced insurance companies to drop homeowners from their policies. This is 17 News at noon. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us at 17 News at noon. I'm Vanessa Dillon. Now, in our Crime Watch, we begin with a shooting that left 1 dead and 2 others injured at a Motel 6 in southeast Bakersfield this morning. The call was made to the Kern County Sheriff's Office just before 7 a.m., and when deputies arrived to the motel off East Brundage Lane, they found a man who suffered a gunshot wound, taking him to a local hospital shortly after. They then found 2 additional victims at that hospital. One of those victims was killed. No arrests have been made at this time. A teenager was shot last night in an attempted robbery. Now that makes it the 3rd teen shot this week. Police say it happened on 4th and R Streets around 10 last night. That's near Emerson Middle and McKinley Elementary Schools. Officers say that's when 2 people walked up to the teen and tried to take his things. He refused, and then the attempted robbers shot him. When officers arrived on scene, they found the teen in the street with a gunshot wound. The suspects ran away, and the teenager was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. Well, a man is in custody tonight after he allegedly forced a pregnant woman to ingest pills at gunpoint to force a miscarriage. According to police, it happened around 1 a.m. on Wednesday morning. They say they received a call where the caller claimed a pregnant family member was forced by her boyfriend to ingest unknown pills to induce a miscarriage. At around 1 p.m. on Wednesday, police arrested that boyfriend, 23-year-old Jagmeet Sandhu, in the 1300 block of 17th Street for murder, domestic assault, and false imprisonment. Sandhu is currently being held without bail and is due in court tomorrow, and the investigation is ongoing. Just a reminder, the safe surrender law exists for mothers who can't or don't want to care for their newborn babies. The law allows anyone to safely give up a baby within 72 hours of birth with no questions asked. Parents then have 14 days to change their minds and request the child to be put back into their custody. Safe surrender sites include hospitals, fire stations, and other locations approved by the County Board of Supervisors of Fire Agency. Just look for that blue symbol. And if you or someone you know is in an abusive situation, first, if it's an emergency, always call 911. You can also call the Alliance Against Family Violence and Sexual Assault's 24-hour crisis line at 327-1091. The National Domestic Violence Hotline is 1-800-799-SAFE. There's also the Family Justice Center located at 2101 Oak Street. Well, now we are switching gears and taking a look at our weather forecast with Kevin.
Vanessa, we had limited fog this morning, which was nice. It was a beautiful sunrise, and as we take a look at the temperatures progressing throughout the day here, you can see by 3 o'clock we'll be in the mid-60s before we're back into the 50s right around 7 o'clock tonight. So a very nice day ahead, and then we take a look at the mountains, and we are going to be in the upper 50s throughout the day, but then sliding back into those cool 40s as we head into the 5 and 7 o'clock hour. Tomorrow we're looking sunny, but there is a chance of rain on the way. We're going to talk more about that coming up in just a few minutes. We'll send it back over to you for now.
Thanks so much, Kev. Now, a new path to legal residence in the United States could open up for undocumented farm workers. Yesterday, Congress voted to pass the bill. It's a bipartisan effort giving protections to qualifying migrant farm workers. After several years, it also allows certain farm workers to apply for lawful permanent residency. Hanford Congressman TJ Cox initiated the vote on the House floor yesterday. He voted to pass the bill, and Bakersfield Congressman Kevin McCarthy voted against it. Now it heads to the Senate. As wildfires have destroyed homes across California, insurance companies have dropped thousands of customers in high fire risk areas. Even a new state law won't protect homes in Kern County. 17's Karen Walls spoke with residents across the Kern River Valley and the greater Tehachapi area who say they feel betrayed.
Bobby Edwards and her late husband Jim retired to the Kern River Valley for the peace, the quiet, and the nature. In 2016, the Erskine fire ravaged their community.
I was devastated.
Their home in Wofford Heights was spared. But as wildfires raged in California again, farmers, the insurance company they've been with for 48 years, dropped them last summer.
It's like, no, we have been your customers since forever, and there's no protection. Let's see.
Like them, at least 350,000 Californians had their home insurance policies canceled since 2015 because they live in high fire risk areas. Last week, California banned insurers from doing just that in some places, but not in Kern County.
None of this is fair.
The only fare Edwards is getting is the California Fair Plan, a last resort, bare-bones basic insurance policy to meet mortgage requirements.
It looks like I would recover less if my home was totally destroyed than I would have with my prior carrier.
Yet she's paying nearly double for the Fair Plan. Her rate now at $2,500 a year for 2 humble mobile homes. Many in her neighborhood saw their rates triple. Edwards knows it'll be a financial burn to continue living here, but she sees it as her only option.
I don't know what I would do to move out of this area. I don't know how I could move out of this area. This home, the people, this valley have supported me since my husband's death.
In Wofford Heights, Karen Hua, 17 News.
As our county's fiscal health continues to improve, there's still a major strain to the budget. It's coming from the county fire department. Tonight at 5, you're going to hear about a scheduling system that had some firefighters working thousands of hours of overtime last year. You'll hear most of the highest paid county employees are firefighters, and the benefits will last for decades. 17's Alex Fisher has spent this year looking into the problem and how it affects you, the taxpayer. He has a look at what's coming up tonight on 17 News.
Earlier this year, county officials announced we were no longer in a fiscal emergency, but they also said work needs to be done to maintain a healthy budget. This all comes as the county and the firefighters union work on a new contract for Kern's 521 firefighters, and it's been a complicated process.
The problem in the fire department is a major problem for the rest of the county.
And I do honestly feel that we're playing with the lives of the community when we're taking and making decisions in the manner that we are.
It's a very difficult situation.
Over the past year, I've been requesting documents through the California Public Records Act. Through my investigation, I've been able to find the county fire department is millions of dollars over budget year after year. One of the reasons? A system so inclined toward overtime, scores of firefighters each make more than $100,000 a year in OT. A system so employee-friendly, firefighters can live in Texas and commute to Kern. Their impressive benefits will last for the rest of their lives, and they're asking for a huge raise. There's a lot to unpack. Tonight on 17 News at 5, we'll hear what both sides say about the future of the county and the fire department. Alex Fisher, 17 News.
Well, now our annual Children's Miracle Network Day of Giving was a huge success. Money raised went directly to the Lawrence Small Children's Center at Bakersfield Memorial Hospital. And during the Day of Giving, your donations help staff at the Children's Center enhance pediatric medical care in Kern County. The grand total was more than $135,000. That's $35,000 more than last year's record-breaking year. In the spirit of giving, we still have 5 days left in our annual toy drive. The 17 Days of Christmas kicked off last week. It's all going to children from the Bakersfield Homeless Center and the Boys and Girls Clubs of Kern County. The drive isn't over until December 17th, so just drop off new unwrapped toys to our lobby in downtown Bakersfield. You can find us at 2120 L Street or go directly to either the Homeless Center on East Truxton Avenue or the Boys and Girls Club on Niles Street. Well, have you visited Calm yet this year? If you haven't, you can see all the festivities live with us tomorrow morning. Sunrise will report the news from Calm tomorrow, and we're starting bright and early at 5 a.m. like always. And does Calm have one of the best light shows in the country? We'll find out how people voted tomorrow. Calm's Holiday Lights Spectacular was entered in a USA poll of today for best zoo light shows. And Holiday Lights is a massive display with millions of lights on display right now. You can see the display every night starting at 5:30 and gates close at 8:30. It runs through January 4th. Still ahead on 17 News at noon, thousands of undocumented immigrants left in limbo, but how a nonprofit is helping them through it all with a little bit of zen. Plus, the shocking connection between breast cancer treatment and how studies show it's leaving young women infertile. Your 17 Health Watch is after the break. Welcome back. In your 17 Health Watch, younger women with breast cancer face a real possibility that their treatment could leave them infertile, but some new treatment options may reduce that risk. Researchers with the Mayo Clinic studied a group of women with HER2-positive breast cancer. Those treated with a combination of Herceptin and newer forms of chemotherapy were more likely to resume their menstrual cycle than women who received older regimens. Now, they also had fewer hot flashes and other menopausal symptoms. Well, thousands of undocumented immigrants have been left in limbo after the Trump administration ended DACA. Now, a nonprofit in New Mexico is helping them get through their turmoil with a little bit of nature. Casey Torres reports.
Rapping sage is not a hobby for Jennifer Garcia and Lucero Velasquez.
Sing a song or also just pray with it.
It's a way to offer preventative healing for undocumented immigrants.
A lot of us as undocumented folks don't have any access to health care, much less mental health care, right?
Inside the Healing Hub, the nonprofit Undocu Health offers breathing techniques, yoga, and free herbs to students.
That's how we integrate some of the plant medicine, but also more importantly, the message and the medicine within ourselves is learning how to breathe, learning how to regulate and ground ourselves amidst all of the chaos that's going around us.
Chaos, they say, comes with political stressors such as the DACA Supreme Court hearing earlier this month.
Really hit us, really take a toll on our physical health, mental health, but we got to stay on top of it.
Garcia says Undocu Health got started in Albuquerque years ago, but took off nationally after the Trump administration began. Now they continue to grow their nonprofit in other states to help people reconnect with their ancestors through natural remedies and continue their fight for health care.
It's like my encargo de la vida, no? It's my life's mission and what I feel is called to be my purpose.
All right, let's take a look at our weather forecast with Kevin now.
Vanessa, it was a nice morning. We had limited fog, a beautiful sunrise. Overnight, 45 degrees, still above where we should be this time of year. Overnight, we should be at 39. Normal high is 57. We'll be above that today, and 75 the record. Sit back in 1913 tonight, 4:44 our sunset. We've been focusing more on the moisture to the north, and that's where that subtropical flow has been because of some ridging to the south. But that will break down and bring the chance of rain our direction for the weekend. Daytime highs today, 53 in Sacramento, 65 in Fresno, lower 70s and warm down in Los Angeles. So here's the ridge I was talking about. We've got the main low still up in the Gulf, and then in this elongated cold front. Again, this will break down, this ridge will break down, and this will slide more into central California heading into the weekend. Limited amounts of moisture. I'm not expecting a lot, but as we take a look at our futurecast model here, you see kind of an influx of clouds, and then by Saturday, early in the morning, we start to see some light showers push on through. Now, there's a big question mark for Sunday morning. Most of the moisture is expected to be out of here, but if it hangs around, we are going to see maybe a little bit of snow into the Kern County mountains. I don't think it'll be accumulating, but there is a chance to see some snowflakes fall. Here's a look at the overall headlines, though, and we will be looking at mostly sunny skies throughout this afternoon. Skies will be sunny tomorrow as well, and then the chance of rain is mentioned Saturday into early Sunday, right around 0.05 of an inch on the high side, maybe a 1/10 of an inch of rain. Air quality will be moderate today with an AQI at 59 and no burning unless registered. And we'll look for temperatures today right near 66 in Bakersfield, Delano, McFarland, 64 in Taft. For the mountains in the Kern River Valley, we're looking at a mild day with 57 in Frazier Park, 56 out of Tehachapi, 60s for Lake Isabel and Kernville, 59 in Weldon. Look for a west wind 15 to 20. For the desert, a westerly wind 10 to 20, so a little bit breezy, 62 in Mojave. And we'll see the same out of Ridgecrest. Your extended forecast, maybe a little patchy fog tomorrow. tomorrow, 65, and then the chance of showers on Saturday lingering into early Sunday. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday were dry, and temperatures will rebound back into the lower 60s. For the mountains, also, chance of showers for the weekend along with the winds. Snow level on Saturday at 5,000 feet. We're back in the 40s Sunday through next Wednesday. And then for the Kern River Valley, a chance of showers on Saturday as well, and into early Sunday, and the breeze. By Monday, you're looking sunny, but then those clouds approach once again by next Tuesday and Wednesday. That's a look at your forecast. Vanessa, we'll send it back over to you.
Thanks so much, Kev. All right, well, more news right after this.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back. Now in your 17 Business Watch, firefighters in Menlo Park are considering a fire truck that moves strictly off electricity. Now take a look. The world's first all-electric fire truck made a stop at a fire station in Menlo Park with glowing lights. The vehicle is one of a kind, giving a new look and smell to fire safety compared to the current diesel trucks. Menlo Park fire officials say vehicles will be a penny pincher, saving taxpayers money on gas and repairs with less parts and less maintenance. But it'll cost more upfront, estimating to be more than $1 million. Fire officials are even considering a robotic device that pulls hose and shoots water hundreds of feet. In the end, fire officials say it's worth the investment.
Diesel is a carcinogen, so these days, we're always worried about anything that causes cancer, health and safety for our employees, the relative health of the community, because you got to leave some of these apparatus running at calls.
The Australian company that makes the vehicles say the first trucks should be in service by late 2021. Meanwhile, the numbers of Americans filing applications for unemployment benefits jumped to more than a 2-year high last week. Experts say the data probably doesn't signal a pickup in layoffs because the numbers tend to be volatile after Thanksgiving. Initial claims for state unemployment benefits surged 49,000 to 252,000 on December 7th. And the U.S. Labor Department said that's the highest reading since September of 2017. Now to a troubling incident involving one of those popular home security cameras. It appears that a hacker was able to take over a device inside a Memphis home and not only see and hear everything inside of a child's bedroom, but the person even taunted a little girl, leaving her terrified. NBC's Miguel Almaguer has more.
Who is that? I'm your best friend. As 8-year-old Alyssa LeMay stood in her room, a terrifying voice spoke to her. I'm Santa Claus. Don't you want to be my best friend? The horrifying sound coming from this Ring security camera installed in the child's bedroom, which she shares with her 2 sisters.
I come upstairs and I hear some banging noise. I was like, who is that?
For 5 minutes, the voice taunting the young girl, playing strange music, even instructing her to destroy her room. You can mess up your room, you can break your TV, you can do whatever you want. The LeMay family installed the camera just days before the device was apparently hacked.
I watched the video, and they could watch them sleeping, they could have watched them changing, they could have seen all kinds of things.
This just the latest hack of an in-home security camera. Over the weekend, a Florida family says they were spied on in their living room.
Can you bring a web browser up on your phone and then type in the website that I tell you? No.
And earlier this year in Washington State,
stop recording the camera.
The owner of this Nest camera recorded a hacker harassing her family.
Shut the up.
Nest did not respond to our request for comment, but Ring says in the Memphis case, their security was not breached, adding hackers often reuse credentials stolen or leaked from one service on other services. To protect your privacy, security experts say you should use a strong and unique password. The longer, the more secure. Change them often and set up 2-factor authentication to ensure a hacker has to work twice as hard to break in, something the LeMay family admits they did not do.
I don't know who you are.
I'm Santa Claus. This morning, the LeMay family still on edge after the device that was supposed to make them feel safe did anything but.
Well, coming up on 17 News at noon, it is Christmas in the neighborhood tomorrow at the Bakersfield Police Activities League. Details on how you can attend this annual event after the break. Welcome back to 17 on Set. Joining us from Upside Academy are T. Johnson and James Burton here to tell us a little bit more about Christmas in the neighborhood, which is happening tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes.
Well, first of all, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, of course. And let us know a little bit about what exactly it is.
It's our 6th annual Christmas in the neighborhood. We love to call it Christmas in the Hood. And what we do is we provide a free community event for the kids in the neighborhood. What we've noticed over the years is that there are low, moderate income families from Casa Loma to McKinley to Fremont to Bessie Owens. And those kids not necessarily get the resources that the other places are offering. So we decided to bring it to them.
Very exciting. And so what can, a lot of kids expect, and what are they looking forward to tomorrow?
Oh, a big party. A big party. So we have booths. We also have educational booths as well, so they can restock on their pencils and papers and backpacks. There's a huge donation of scarves and beanies and hats. And then we have like car racing games, popcorn booths, free food, free bikes, free toys. Everything is free.
Everything. Oh, that definitely sounds like a great
free.
deal. Yeah. And so, why is it so important to do something like this every year?
Oh, I think it's important. I'll let James answer that.
Well, I think the biggest reason it's the most important is because there's a lot of, like you said, a lot of lower income kids that don't have opportunities and they don't get presents. So we believe that true abundance comes from giving back. And if you can constantly give back and help the community around you, it's always a good thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. And so tell me a little bit about the details, when people can come out.
Okay.
What are the times? What are those details?
It's at the Bakersfield Police Activity League, and we have to thank Chief Martin and his staff for allowing us to have it there again.
Absolutely.
And the address is 301 East 4th Street, and it starts at 5, but I highly recommend to get there super, super early because the line grows really fast. And so once you get in, you're given a wristband, you're given raffle tickets, and it's free. So you just go to each booth and really get what you need there. And there's a lot of resources. We're also giving away free clothing as well.
And that's amazing because I know it's getting really cold. So when you said beanies, I'm like, okay, that sounds like
yes.
Yeah.
Beanies and scarves, and Santa's usually there too. So
yes,
the kids get to see Santa.
We call him Bro Claus. He's there.
I love that. I love that. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And for more information, where could people head to?
They can actually go to our Facebook page, or they can go to upsideacademy.org to find out more information on this event.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, of course. All right, everyone. We'll be right back. Finally, here at noon, Krispy Kreme is offering a sweet deal today. It's the company's annual Day of Dozens, and the theme is a play on today's date, 12/12. If you buy a dozen donuts, you get a dozen of the original glaze for just $1. Krispy Kreme has already rolled out its holiday donuts for this year. They include a reindeer donut with pretzel antlers and the Santa belly. You know what? They all sound great to me. Well, thanks so much for joining us at 17 News at noon. We'll see you back here at 17 News at 5.
17 News, your local news leader, continues 24 hours a day on KGET.com and our 17 News app. In the spirit of the Golden Empire, 17 News.